So in OBS Studio, you'll want to record, and this is only a temporary file. You'll want to record some video footage of your avatar on a plain background. And here I'm using this example, and I've just put a yellow static image behind. So I record that video in OBS, and then whatever whatever application you use to play video, open that file, the recording up in that, and take a screenshot of it. I use Pop Player to play videos, and the keyboard shortcut to take a screenshot from that is Control E. If you use VLC Media Player, it's got a little button to take a screenshot, and that will save a static image, either a JPEG or a PNG, of the video that you've recorded, and you're going to edit this image to create the mask. So in Gimp, you'll want two files open. One, a transparent screen-sized image, and I think it's always best to work in 4K, even though you won't be displaying in 4K. I know you've got a 2K monitor. It just will give you a much cleaner image if it's higher resolution scaled down. Open the screenshot that you've taken of the little test footage that you've done and scale that up to the 4K transparency that you're going to use. Now that's then scaled up, and I'm going to copy and paste that on top of the transparency. Now if I do the fuzzy select tool and select the yellow, you'll see, because of the nature of the image I've used, it's a pretty messy selection that it's got there. Now I've tried swapping to the select by color, and that's not much better. Now you can try and use sharpen in the select tool to try and get a cleaner selection, but in my case here you can see it hasn't done much good. So if we just go with that, and if I select that and then delete it, you'll see it's just deleted to the background color, which in this case is green, and that's no good. So what we have to do is go over on the right hand side here and add an alpha channel to this top layer. That means that when I select and delete, now it shows the transparency underneath. So we've got a pretty messy image at the moment. So the next thing to do is then, I expect you won't need to do this quite as much as I did in this example, because this was quite a fuzzy circle that I had here. But you just want to zoom in and clean up with the eraser tool as much as possible. Try and get that as nice and smooth as you can, getting rid of any of the yellow so that just the static image of your avatar remains. And you can zoom in really close, and you can see I've tried using the fuzzy select and the select by color to try and get rid of as much, and I'm increasing the power of the selection tool there. Eventually it gives me a little bit, which makes it a bit easier. I delete that out and delete that out, and there are still a few little bits left, so I'm going to zoom in and just go round with the eraser and get rid of anything that I can see remaining of the green. This is that you'll only ever have to do this once, because once you've done it for one, you can use it in every video you ever make, because your avatar is always the same shape and in the same position on the screen. So once you've cleaned it up to your satisfaction, then you want to use the paint bucket tool and fill in the transparent bit. And here I'm using green, but it can be any color. It doesn't matter what the color is. And then I'm going to select that, copy it onto a new transparent image, again 4K resolution, and paste it on. So this is our mask. So I want to then export that out of Gimp as a PNG file and that can be then imported into DaVinci Resolve. I'm just having a quick look then to make sure that's as clean as it can possibly be, and I can use the eraser tool to remove any bits that aren't quite smooth and clean. And I can use the pencil tool to clean up the reverse areas. Just making sure that the line that draws the distinction between transparent and not transparent is as smooth and clean as possible. You've got a tool down the bottom of the screen that allows you to change the scale at which you're seeing the image. So going into something like 200% or 400% is usually a good idea. And again, you'll only need to do this once. Once you've got the mask, it'll be useful. It can be used for every video you ever make. So once you've got you're happy with your mask, you can then export that as a PNG. And that's the file that you'll import into DaVinci Resolve to use in the Fusion tab as the effect mask on whatever video of the avatar you want to isolate. So here's the mask, and you can see, and now it doesn't actually matter which way round it is. Either the colored bit can be the background and you can have the transparent avatar, or you can make an image that is just colored in a block version of your avatar with a transparent background. It swaps in the Fusion tab, it swaps round in that settings to either invert or not invert the mask, and that will swap them round either way. Very occasionally, very rarely when I've done this, I've found that when I've come back out of Fusion into the edit page, there's been a tiny slither of the mask color around the edge of my treated video file. If you find that that's happened, you can just crop the treated video file ever so slightly and it will remove the borderline. It doesn't always happen, but I found it's happened once or twice, and just a tiny crop, because it's going to be transparent on the outermost edges, or you want it to be transparent in the outermost edges. That's the way to solve that problem if you encounter it.